All right, I am so happy to introduce our next reader, who is also our speculative fiction faculty, Nisi Shawl. Nisi Shawl is an African American writer and editor, best known for writing The Other, a practical approach, the award-winning New Sons anthology, and the Nebula finalist Everfair. In 2019, they received the Kate Wilhelm Solstice Award for Distinguished Service to Science Fiction. Shawl lives in Seattle, where they take frequent walks with their cat. What a dream. Thank you, Nisi.
I think I unmuted. Yes, I did. Okay. Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for all the encouragement to go ahead and do this. My name is Nisi Shawl. I am that teacher that the speculative fiction cohort is going to get the use of. I am wearing a shawl made out of green and black and yellow and brown and red plaid, and a t-shirt, a beige t-shirt from Hugh and Hooligans. My fandom is Outlander. So that is what all that is about. And I'm also wearing a white linen tam. I have a long braid and I am a light-skinned Black person. And what I'm going to read is something that will hopefully get me somewhere near all the beauty that has gone before. I'm going to read an excerpt of a short story appearing in Storyteller, an anthology dedicated to the author Tanith Lee, who many decades ago started writing about queer and trans people, wow, in science fiction. The story's title is Like It's Golden, and I'm offering you a content warning for accidental strangulation to go along with that. In Like It's Golden, which I'm not going to read the whole story, my protagonist time travels, sort of, to rejoin her dead wife. I'll start by singing the chorus of the song the dead wife writes later in the story. And then I'll just read a little bit. You are my true story. We walk on paths of glory. You are my never end. You are my secret identity. And that is how it will always be. La 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 la. The scrape and slam of the back storm door opening and closing warned her. Susie walked in under the archway from the kitchen. Still, the sight of her wife knocked a hole in Davitra's carefully shored up heart. Sleek hair shining the countless browns of driftwood, long legs, long arms, legacy of her male-bodied birth, stubborn chin with its skin smooth as ivory except for that one off-center mole. Claver, you home yet? They'd met in school, and Susie had never lost the habit of calling Devitra by her surname. Claver, Susie shouted again, ducking her head into their bedroom off to the window's right. If Devitra had guessed the time not just correctly, but precisely, yes. No response. This was the afternoon that she had asked Vinay to aim for, the afternoon Devitra should have been home before Susie to protect her from the killer. Flavor? Sounding more tentative now, Susie moved past the window without the slightest sign she felt any gap in causality. She moved toward the door to the front porch. Please don't. But Devitra knew she was talking to herself. All she could do was turn the Wasserstein window to watch as the love of her life stepped out of the open door. Don't, she protested, but weakly. Grim-eyed, Devitra maneuvered the window to follow Susie. Their doorbell had captured footage of her wife's death, so technically there was no reason Devitra had to witness it again. So surely she was strong enough to witness it by this point, 4 years later. So she gritted her teeth and sat through her second viewing, her third viewing, if you counted the time in court. Nothing different appeared to happen despite her new perspective up by the porch ceiling. The attacker's gloved hand slapped that gorgeous muscular neck, injecting what his defense had insisted was a mere soporific drug into Susie's veins. What judge and jury had agreed was probably not meant to be a fatal dose. All same. In fact, at first the Wasserstein window showed Devitra less of Susie's anaphylactic reaction because of the angle. The reddening face and swelling throat were blocked until Susie fell kicking and struggling to the cement. Then Devitra's vantage point granted her full sight of her wife's dying moments. It wasn't pretty. Snot streamed from nostrils descended wide with panic. Tears and spit flew off her face as her head whipped side to side, desperate for air. Choking, Susie clawed at her killer's clothes but failed to catch hold of him. And then the killer was gone, running down the sidewalk to the street, allegedly in fright. Devitra took the Wasserstein window after him to the property's edge, as far as Vinay's presets allowed, then watched him board a private car and drive away. They'd already traced the car and caught the killer and sent him to his punishment. What was the point of that? Susie was still stupidly, irrevocably dead, by accident or not. Thank you.